Okay, good evening, class. Good afternoon, class. This is Ranjit, and basically, I'm a CCI trainer, security trainer, uh, basically a security expert in for Hind Networks, and basically, I'm gonna take the class for this topic today, which is gonna be ASA NFTDs, and it's kind of an interesting topic because what I'm gonna do today is almost like similar to the real lab, and it is going to be very helpful to you guys so that whenever you go into the actual exams, you'll get to know there were some differences in the lab, and there are going to be differences into the lab which we are going to do today. So basically, there are some key differences which I'm going to show, and it's going to be different in the actual lab when you go for a CCI, but this is going to be uh, since it's a lab, okay, like it's a demo lab, and I'm going to be limited to show you guys what like it's going to be for it. So let's start with today's topology, which is gonna be this is gonna be like a topology for today, and it has bunch of devices such as routers, switches, servers, and even the like ASA firewalls, which is of course gonna be handy today, as well as the FTDs. You can see like an FMC as well. We're gonna have some connections in between, and gonna start with the things. Okay, so basically, the first thing we're gonna start with today is like ICE. For that, it's like I have to go in the lab as well. Like when you go start with the things, you always actually have to go into the management interface. Like you'll be having a management PC there. Okay, so whenever you have a management PC, you just actually have to go click in there. As of now, I've logged in into the eyes. Like it's simple setup. It's not a difficult thing. When I actually go and check it out, it's nothing with like the IP address of the ICE is like 150.1.7.117. Today's topology will consist of what you're currently seeing on this screen, which is you know we're gonna start with. There are two sides of the for ASAs today. So the first one, which we can see, like there is a green ASA and then there's a red ASA, which is going to be, of course, the green one is going to be an active firewall. The second one is going to be the standby. And there is a second scenario where we're going to be having an active ASA firewall today. So the topology is quite simple. It's not even a rocket science to get actually to know about it. Uh, the green and the red ASAs on the right side is going to be having the inside interface, and it's basically this green area is actually kind of like your DC. Okay, so this is where your key factors are going to be coming into the picture. This is a logical topology. This is not a physical topology. That's the reason you're seeing switch ones everywhere. It's basically between the connectivity from the routers to between the routers and the firewalls. We have to check it out. you know uh, there's other side of the thing is basically there's a management network where you can see that there's a management PC connected to a switch, which basically your exploit. Basically, there's a Kali Linux there for us. There's an NTP server. There's an AD/slash DNS server, which is going to be the same for us. And there's an ICE, which is connected on the VLAN 150. Okay, so basically that network, the management network, is going to be 150.1.7.0/24. And there are there's a scenarios where we're gonna be having a VPN, but from this green and red firewalls, the sales PCs and the finance PCs will always will try to connect to the VPN, and they will be trying to access the sales servers and the finance servers using the VPN connections. If there is scenarios which is going to be completed, we can actually have a question answer after the scenarios get completed. I think we can have a question answers sessions later on, but we can start with this. So for the first thing, I'm going to do is start with the configurations of ICE. uh, why ICE? Basically, we're gonna connect the ICE, and we're gonna make users on the ICE so that we can actually have the VPN access, as well as we can have the access on the NAC. So the first thing, and if I give you an advice, just start with the connections of the ICE when you start with the exam. so that because ICE is going to take a long time to complete, and you just going to have 6 hours to complete the exam. So the first thing you're going to do is go into administrators, deployment, and basically then you actually select your ICE node, go into edit, go into profiling configurations and disable everything else. Okay, so like the radius profiles, the network scan map, and the SNMP queries, the Active Directory, everything should be like disconnected. Like it should be unchecked uh, in this exam as well. So like for the exam as well. Once you do this, you're done with this. So then you actually need to head onto the deployments again, and then there is there is a section where like basically there's a setting, no, deployment, and then there's an admin access where basically you're gonna go into the admin access and then go into the password policies, and then therein again you will be going to go and uncheck everything else in this, so that you're gonna not have an issues with the password configuration things. Must be like lowercase and all kind of like things going on here. Password history, admin, and the expired policies, and then basically go and save it out. Yes, click there. Okay. Okay. So now once you're done with this, go into the settings page, and therein you will be like having multiple protocols. Just go into the protocols and select radius for it. Once you reach into the radius, you have basically going to have some things already there, present, already configured on it. So just go and uncheck all again for this. Suppress the reportings. Yes, we have to suppress the reportings, repeated failed clients. Then basically that's unselected. Yes. And then click save. So once this is done, now we're gonna add our identities, and we're gonna start with few things. So just go onto the administrators page, and then go into identity management and go into identities. And therein you're gonna be having multiple things there. So go into the settings, and then basically you'll be having a user authentication setting. Go ahead and uncheck and check everything here. Basically, the users is also gonna be having some issues with the passwords or something. Then it's basically better that we uncheck everything here. Click save there, and then go into deployment again. Once you're into the deployments, there are gonna be multiple things there, and okay, so you're gonna just go and go ahead and enable the Pix grid from here. Okay, and then gonna enable the device admin services for, as well as the passive identity services for them. You're gonna enable the SXP services as well for it. Have to be the main interface. Of course, ICE is gonna be having one interface only, and then basically press save for it. Once you're done, you just have to go and check in the certificates that the certificate of ICE is not expired or something. Okay, so basically go and check if the default certificates which you have for ICE, like these two certificates, you're gonna go and check it out if it is valid. Okay, so that it's not going to be an issue if there is a certificate kind of a, issues or something for you. It should not be. Okay, so then go ahead and like if there is a problem, if the certificate expired, what you can do is like go ahead into the certificate, edit that, and then basically like there is a the renewal period. Okay, so basically go click on it, and then give it a like once you click this, just a moment, I'm not able to click that. Okay, some issues with this. Okay, the certificate is not expired. If it is expired, just click this, give a TTL value of 3, and then select not the days but the years for it, and press save. It will help you out if like in the exam, if you get a certificate expired or something in that, so you will be able to just renew the period of the certificate in this way. Okay, so now let's see like let's start with the configuration part now. So basically like in the configurations, let's go ahead and start with the ASA 1V. We're gonna start with ASA 1V, which is gonna be your the primary AI like ASA, the active one. Okay, so we're gonna start with the configuration. So let's see if I have like any configurations already on it, which is gonna be show interface IP brief. I have nothing configured on this firewall, so basically we're gonna do it from the scratch. So let's go ahead and just go and give the host names for this. So this one is gonna be ASA 1V. In the exam as well, it is gonna be ASA 1V, and your ASA 11V is gonna be your secondary firewall. Okay, so once you go there, then basically like interface gig 0 by 0, which is gonna be whenever you're saying this, like just go onto the topology and see the 0 by 0 port is basically for the outside, which I can actually show it to you here. It's basically this outside interface. And like we have the IP schema for outside is 5.2.10.0/24. So let's go ahead and configure that. So name if outside. Okay, the secure default security, of course, the security level will be 0 for this. So security level will be 0. And then IP address, I'll be giving 5.2.10.1/24 IP address schema. Then basically like the standby, I'm gonna set a standby for 5.2.10.2 for this, which is gonna be my standby IP for like the second firewall as well. So I'll put a no shut there. And then let's go ahead and configure the inside, which is going to be like if I show you guys the inside subnet is going to be 5.2.8.0/24. So let's go ahead and configure that. Name if um, inside security level, of course, like it's already there, but we should do it by hand, hard code that anyhow. 5.2. 8.1, 255, to 0. And then the standby IP is going to be 5.2.8.2. No shutdown. Exit. Okay. So now I've configured the interfaces for this, and I'm gonna like since I have uh okay, I have missed one thing here. I had to like do a connection in between for them. So like I missed that configuration. Just a moment. I'm just gonna save this. I'm gonna like enable that. Rather than first like I go and do a gig 0 by 2, no shut, and then gonna save this configuration. I have to disable both of the firewalls. /2, and I had to make management interfaces as well, which should be connected to the VLAN 150. I need two nodes for that. Your management will always be on like a VLAN 150, so that like all the devices such as ICE and AD, like all should be connected in that way, as well as it is actually handy when it is like a management interface is already into the VLAN 150. It is going to be handy for the management PC to get access for multiple things for your consoles as well. So let me just add the VLAN ID for this, name it like in that way. Hmm. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, I'm connected back again. Okay, so the VLAN is already connected. The standby link, like it's already connected for the you know the failover, and let's go ahead and start with this firewalls again. Okay, my firewall came up. So let's see, my configuration is retained. Show interface IP brief. Yep, it is retained. And now we can go ahead and configure the management interface for it. So let's go ahead and see management 0 by 0. Then like management only, you have to give a command management only. And then basically name if as management. And therein, like once you're done with that, the security label for this is going to be 100, of course. And the IP address for this firewall is 150.1.7.53, which is like your, the 150 like subnet. That is like the VLAN 150 subnet, and it is this firewall is named at 53. The standby IP for this is going to be like 150.1.7.54, which is the consecutively next IP address for this. Once you're done with that, just put a shutdown, no shutdown, exit. And since like this firewall is actually going to have ASDM enabled for it, so I have to like enable the HTTP server enable for this. Okay, and I have to open this port in order to work, like make sure the ASDM works for me. So I have to give the whole subnet, which is going to be this, and give it as the /24 IP address, and gonna name it as MGMT for this. Like why I gave the subnet is basically like your whole management server, which is basically, if I see, like if you see this, like here you can see that 150.1.7.0/24 is your management subnet. And like this is basically like you are gonna be like using in that way. So your management PC is again 201. So once again, like if I go and check it out, is my management PC able to access for this? Just Let's go ahead and see. So I'm gonna check with the management interface if I'm able to ping, which is 150.1.7.53. Yes, I'm able to manage that. Like I'm able to get the ping from the management interface to like that, and therein we will be able to do a majority of the things from there. Let's go back onto the firewall and start with the DNS configurations. Of course, for the ASDM to work, I have to give them you know the username and the password so that it will be handy when we actually connect to ASDM. ASDM is for this, like even in the lab you're gonna use it is strictly prohibited to use any other name except Cisco for the username, as well as in the password also, you will be using Cisco all in small letters, nothing in more than that, and give a privilege of 15. Okay, maximum privilege possible for that. So once you're given that, then we can actually go ahead and configure the DNS domain lookup, and we're gonna use it for inside only. And basically there has to be a DNS, server group for default DNS, and I'm gonna give my name server 150.1.7.200, which is gonna be my DNS IP address server, which is like the AD server slash DNS server, which is going to be the same thing. So once I give that IP address there, I'm going to say domain name Cisco.local, which is going to be my, the Active Directory's domain name, so that everything, even if when I go into the domain name, on the management PCs, you can see that I have named the ICE as SEC R1 ICE Cisco.local, which is going to be this is going to be the domain for the lab exam as well. So once I give that, it's going to be now the only thing left for me is the failover configurations on this firewall. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the failover configurations, failover LAN unit. Of course, this is a primary firewall, so I'm going to give a primary for this. And then basically, I'm going to go ahead and say failover LAN interface FO gigabit 2 is going to be my failover link. Okay, non-failover interface less cleared on this, and it's a sub interfaces. Okay, so let's go ahead and failover interface IP FO, and I'm gonna go and type 5.2.9.1 255.255.255.0. Standby is gonna be 5.2.9.2. Okay, so once this is done, I'm gonna go onto the second firewall now, which is of course gonna be your 11V. Just be remembers if you facing an issue in the enable password, let's go ahead. So if you are getting an enable, and there is if you're asking for a password, if you are pressing this enter and still it's asking for a password, it should be Cisco, or else it's just gonna be a normal one. Just press an enter, it's blank, and then you will be able to get inside the firewall easily. Um, so now, let's go ahead and configure the second firewall, which is going to be very easy for you guys. It's nothing more, because since we have configured the failover parameters on the 1V, and this is an 11V, which is going to be the standby firewall, it might not require IPs just yet. It is when we have to check for the failover. Only then the IP addresses will be present, and we have already configured those, and the first firewall. So let's go ahead and just give a no shut on this interface gig 0 by 1. Go ahead and give a no shut on this as well. And the failover link, which is going to be 0 by 2, no shut for this as well. Exit. And now I'm gonna have to configure the secondary parameters for the failover firewall, which is gonna be failover LAN unit. And it's gonna be, since it's a secondary firewall, I'm gonna say secondary here. And then basically, like, I'm gonna start with the failover LAN link, which is gonna be interface FO. And then I'm gonna use the second interface as G0 by 2. Okay, and once it is given, like, I'll be like have to configure the IP address for this. So failover interface IPFO 5.2.9.1/24 IP schema, and then basically like a standby, and I'm gonna use 5.2.9.2. So now, before the next command, on the 1V, like, I'll be checking if my second firewall, like, my I'm able to ping the firewall. Okay, so like I'm gonna check with that. So 5.2.9.2. I'm able to ping that, which is amazing. Like, I have configured the standby IP, so standby IP is already pinging. Okay. So now if I go on to the first, like, I have to test with the failover part. So let's go ahead and do a failover. Okay. Make the system to be active. Okay. So now I'm gonna reload pure standby unit to be to reboot. Okay. Then they execute and okay. So let's go. I think for the failover, I have to go into the second firewall and do a failover. Failover active. Make this system to be the active unit for the failover pair. I'm gonna click that, and now if I go and check which one should be the failover, let's go and see interface IP brief. Interface IP brief. Mm, show failover state. As of now, this host is secondary and the other host is primary. I think we might need to check it out for this. Five dot two dot eight dot nine. I'm able to ping that. Strange. Let me check if I'm able to ping this on 9.2. I'm able to ping. So basically fail over. To reboot. Let's save the configuration so that we don't lose the configurations from this. And then basically do a reload.
I think
Alter
you
the
need
active.
to put the failover command under
Yes, I did.
configuration mode.
Okay, configuration mode. Let me check. Yep, there's a command for fail over here. Oh, okay. I thought it was in exec mode, so that's the reason I was tapping on the exec ones. I think now we will be able to do that. Okay, now it's an active, like for this. Detected in active, mate. That's points. It's activated. Let's see. Let's check with the state now. Okay, the primary is ready, the standby is ready, and the primary is active. So we're gonna check it out for this. Now, if I go here as well as for this, we don't have to do a failover. The primary should be the 11.1. Sorry, the primary should be the 1V, but we can actually do with the failover in any kind of cases. But an exam, if you do that, it's like gonna waste your time for it. So like I'm not gonna do a failover, but of course, like we're gonna try for like check it out if we can do a failover of this for this. So you can see the active is like a primary is active and this host is a secondary standby ready. So this is what the output should be there for us. And in the exam, when you we actually have to get this kind of an output for it. So if I go and type show failover and put an enter there, you will be seeing a bunch of information there. Uh, this okay. This is the secondary firewall. So if I go and type the same command there, failover. Okay. So this is kind of an output I was expecting for it. I have the IP addresses accordingly. Like I have the management interfaces there. I have my outside interface showing as this, and basically my inside interfaces as well. So altogether, it's actually kind of working for me. So our second command, which I might check out, is statistics. Statistics and scriptors. Okay. So you can clearly see that the failover interface is of course going to be gigabit 0 by 0. It has a system IP address as shown into the the system IP is 9.1. Your IP of this firewall is 9.1, and the other IP is 9.2 accordingly. So this is what the output is there for you guys. And since we have already checked with this, and now we're gonna go on to the the second firewall, the 11V, and we're gonna start with few things for this. So for first is we have to route the outside interfaces for us. So let's go ahead and put the route outside, and we're gonna do the routing for both of. Okay, sorry. I have to go and do it on the primary firewall since I actually forgot about this. If this is a firewall, like field over ones. So the management, for the routing part, of course, you have to do it on the active firewalls rather than the standby ones. And let's go ahead 5.2.11.0, 255.255.255.0, 5.2.10.11. Okay. The second route is going to be again outside 5.2.11.12.0, 255, 255, 255.0. And the IP address for the gateway is going to be 5.2.10.11 again. Okay. First things up, once we're done, let's check it out if I'm able to ping the interface outside. I am not. Okay, so let's see why I'm not able to ping. I think the router one is having some issues. Static route should be present. Mm,
Niente sai cadere. Niente sai cadere. No, no, from Dubai.
okay, it's directly connected. It should be able to ping the bridge interface. It's just a bridge interface, and like on the two, I'm setting up the 11. Okay, so go there. 5.2.10.11. Ping 5.2.10.11. I'm able to ping the router, which means the interface for that is like okay. Sales firewall PC should be turned on. Like it should be a problem, I guess. I guess it's basically because the firewall or this. Okay, let me check if I have done the configurations on the router. Okay, just a moment. I need to do a write erase for this. For the switch, basically it has pre-configurations already for that. So let me do a write erase. Else, you know what? Range default interface. I can use a default interface to save time. Range get 0 by 0 to 3, comma gigabit 1 by 0 to 3. So now if I go and check it out, every IP is gone from here. No interface VLAN 308, 380. Okay, so now let's me just go ahead and check what VLANs are present there. Okay, everything is in VLAN 1 accordingly. So I have to make a second VLAN. For this, I'm just gonna use VLAN 1 and VLAN 2 because it's a basic configuration. So let's go ahead and configure VLAN 2. Interface VLAN 1. I'm gonna give an IP address for, uh, let's bring that up. Okay, for finance, I'm gonna use 5.2.12.0, and for sales, it's gonna be 5.2.11.0. So VLAN 1 is gonna be for finance. So finance is gonna be 5.2.12.3. I'm gonna give it for 3 for this. in the exam, you might not get this device, but for this lab purposes, I'm going to use a device for it. And I'm going to make a second VLAN. Via 2.11.3, 255, 255, 255.0. No shot. And going to also name the hostname as SW. PR. So I have, since I've made the VLANs and the VLANs are not yet up for it because I've clearly not given the interfaces for that. So let me go ahead and check. Gigabit 0 by 0 should be mapped to gigabit 0 by 1, and gigabit 0 by 2 should be mapped with 0 by 3. So the first one is already mapped. The second one, which is going to be range, gigabit 0 by 2, half and 3. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 2. Now save the configurations for it. Let me go ahead and check if I'm able to get an ARP. First, I have to go and check if I have a routing configuration there. No IP route. 150.1.7.200. Two dot 12.2. Okay, so basically for that, in order to achieve this, I think the finance PCs as well as the sales PC might have the firewalls enabled there. So you have to just go onto the finance PCs. Of course, it's just going to be a normal Windows 10 PC or something like that. Go ahead and check if there is a firewall enabled. It's going to be a Defender firewall. Yes, it's the firewall is enabled there. So just go ahead and disable both of the parameters, which is going to be the private network as well as the public network, and click OK. And once this is done, go back to the switch and then check it out if you're able to. Yeah, I'm able to ping on the switch now. So the finance is done. Let's go ahead and do it for the sales as well. These are the small things which gonna be into the exams, and if you're not able to get a ping on the Windows fire the PC, it's gonna be because of this firewall thing. And just go ahead, check it out. If the firewalls are there, gonna be you just actually go and disable that, and of course you'll be getting to ping. Of course, there's another way around to enable the port numbers using the app, but it's gonna be time wasting for you. You just have 6 hours there. So instead, just do this, and it will actually give you the IP address dot two. Yeah. So now let me go ahead and check if I'm able to get my ARP is there. Let's go ahead and check if I'm able to ping the router as well. Strange. Strange. My router should be able to ping this. Let me check with my ARP. 5.2.12.2, 12.1, 2. It should be a proper way to do that interface. Parameters should be fine because I'm able to see the outputs like I'm able to get the packets, 36 packets of input and 15 packets of output, which means the traffic should be flowing. And why I'm not able to get the ping? Let me check on the switches if I'm able to ping that. 5.2.10.11. Maybe because of my interface. Let me go ahead and set the connection to the connected to this W. Let's see this as .3 and then check it out. Okay, let me check if I have a route there. Zero to okay, let me check if now I'm able to ping that. Some issue. Strange, my CSR is not able to ping the router. And the router is not able to ping the switch. I don't know. It's very like unusual it to be. I can see this. Okay. I have the connectivity, but I cannot do that. Let me check and if I can actually just route and usually it should not be a problem, but let's see if I can route the outside. Uh, It is a direct, it's a direct connectivity. It's not even like that. I know that gigabit 3 is gonna be for that. And here I have given the gigabit 3 for that, and 0 by 0 and 0 by 1 are into the same VLAN. 0 by 2 and 0 by 3 are on the same VLANs. I've given the IP addresses accordingly. So interface status. You can see clearly that 0 by 0 and 0 by 1 are in VLAN 1, and 0 by 2 and 0 by 3 are into VLAN 2. Show IP route, given it accordingly, show ARP. Why am I getting an incomplete ARP for this? It should not be, this is something individual. Mm. Okay, so the bridge is able to do that in a proper way, but this side of the bridge is not able to let me do that. Of course, I'm gonna be able to do that in that way. Okay, let me just do one thing, and like I'll just try to do something in this lab. First, I have to just shut down the PCs, shut down the router as well. Let me take a bridge and check it out if that's the problem for me. I'll take a different bridge for that as well. Okay, now let's start with this auto, then the PCs. Because on the other side of the things, when I'm basically seeing the second like picture, basically like this side of router is able to ping the firewalls properly, but then I actually have to check it out for that as well. But I think the bridge was able to do it for the part. So let's see if like bridge is helping me in this. Six dot nine, 6.9. Let the router come up and then we can go ahead with this. Okay, now let's see if I'm able to ping 5.2.11.2. Router is not able to ping. I'm still like trying to I'm struggling with this about it. So let's see like if I can actually do about it because my second side of the things are working fine with me. Like if I go onto router one and then I basically like check with my firewall IP address. 10.11, 10.1. So if I go ahead and ping 5.2.10.1, I'm able to ping that. And this is again on the bridge. That thing is working fine with me. This side of the things is not working fine for me. It's something with the image or something like that. Oh, oh, it's the other way around. Okay, just a moment.